Hello, friends. Welcome to today's show. I'm Dr. Helen, founder and CEO, Chief Engagement Officer for Dr. Helen Speaks, Dr. Helen Holton and Associates, and your host for Dr. Helen Speaks, Strengths, Resilience, and Leadership. See, sometimes I get my little roles confused, but they're all connected. What brings you here today? We choose to believe it's because you want to add more to you, more value, more knowledge, and more power as you move forward, closer to the goals you hold for you personally and professionally. Along this leadership journey, I've learned a thing or two. Most importantly, what I've learned is that the most effective leaders are lifelong learners, and who you learn from matters. Stop and spend some time and check out, who are you learning from? Who's pouring into you? Your investment, wherever you're getting it from, your investment in you makes you a better, stronger, and more purposeful leader, a more relevant leader. We need more relevant leaders in the world today. And I know if you're here, that's a part of your goal. Three things we know for sure are that number one, when you learn to leverage your strengths, the best of who you are, navigate weaknesses. We all have them, we all have them, but navigating them, you don't want to totally ignore them. You want to learn how to maneuver around them and not have them get in the way of your success. And thirdly, to build your resilience. You've got a winning combination with these three treasures that have been tested, tried, and true, and will take you to new levels of growth and development as a leader. They'll keep you steady through your storms, to keep you sailing smoother as you navigate the seas of success. It doesn't mean you won't get stuck or face defeats, because you will. However, when you do, that's an opportunity for your resilience to kick in, to get you back up and on track, stronger and wiser. Resilience is a powerful practice that helps you persevere and push through whatever's got you stuck or where you don't want to be. What's standing in the way of your next success? Last week, we focused on strengths, value propositions, really deep. If you didn't catch it, go back and check it out. What we know is that your leadership is shaped by you and your ability to lead through your strengths, the best of who you are. And when we talk about leveraging your strengths, that's what we mean. How do you bring the best of yourself? Not leaning into or trying to fix your weaknesses or those things that you aren't best at. How do you bring the best of you to take you to where you want to be? Do you have the opportunity to do what you do best every day? I ask this powerful question every week. Why? Well, because I can. Seriously, though, it's a reminder that what you want for your life already lives deep within you. And if you commit a few minutes to think about this one question every day, a shift will begin to manifest in your life, to bring you into alignment, in position to live the life of your dreams. It's way too easy to get stuck and not know it. And when you come here to our show, we want you to give yourself permission to pause, exhale, breathe, and give serious thought to what you really want, and offer additional ways to make it happen for your life and purpose. And if you're already there, if you're here, it's because you know there are opportunities of how you can do it even better. Give yourself permission to let go and be fully present in these few moments that we'll have together, to think deeper, be more intentional. Yes, intentionality matters, and do something different. And that do something different is how you plan to take action with whatever nugget of value you get from today. Our purpose, our goal is to motivate and inspire you to engage deeper with yourself and focus on what you really want for your life. I say this each week because repetition, the ability to repeat something over and over, is a proven process for retention, for remembering those things that you want to guide you through your life. And Dr. Helen Speaks is your reminder that when you invest in yourself daily, you empower you to be a better leader, focused on what you do best. I'm glad you're here with us today. You're the reason we keep showing up. And your conversations, comments, suggestions, and thank you for just responding. It makes a difference, and we take that to heart. You motivate us here at Dr. Helen Speaks. And when we curate content for the show, it's with you in mind. So keep your comments and suggestions coming. And I've got great news, but I'm going to save it till the end. So make sure you stay. I don't want you to miss it. You know how to find us. Our website's drhelenholton.com. You can find me on LinkedIn as Dr. Helen Holton. And follow us on Instagram. Yes, I'm trying to deepen my engagement in social media. That's why I got to keep trying to do it with regularity. On Instagram, you can find us as Dr. Helen Speaks. We love being connected to you. Of course, connectedness is what I do. So there you have it. I love it. And I'm here for you. Now, before we jump in, make sure you've got something to capture, something handy to capture thoughts, questions, ideas, aha moments, a notebook, a journal, a tablet, a smartphone, the back of an envelope. They all work well because what you want to do is have a way to remember what resonates with you. So capture it. It'll make it easier to refer back to when you have questions, when you want to reflect on something a little deeper, expand your thinking, and continue to build your life and leadership with intention. In this season of mothers, yes, it's powerful. Of course, I kind of think of Mother's Day as every day. However, we can't have Mother's Day be every day on the calendar, every month of the year, all of that. But this is the season where we really take time out to pause and think about the impact that mothers have in our lives. And so I want to take a moment for us to look at the first leaders and champions most of us ever knew before we got to where we are today. And some of us have more than one. Motherhood goes beyond the birth canal. It encompasses the people who have nurtured you, taught you, poured into you, and disciplined you when you were out of line. And today's show is dedicated to the mothers in our lives. Yes. I want to begin just by saying how very blessed I am that my mother is still living. And I do my best to honor her as the first leader in my life. And I didn't always see it from that perspective. So I'm going to take a moment. Mom, if you're out there watching, thank you. I would not be the person I am today without you. Mothers are natural leaders, whether they know it or not. Mothers guide their children with strength, compassion, and wisdom. Yes, mothers, you do all of that. And you do it leading with love and empathy. This is what drives mothers to create nurturing environments for growth and success. Now, whether your mother was a strict disciplinarian or an easy pushover, influenced who you are as an adult, even in your most unpleasant experiences of growing up. It's important to look beyond the hurt, pain, and disappointments to see the role your mother played in you being who you are today. It would not be possible without your mother. And that's not to negate anybody else, but it begins with your mother. Your mother's like the first person who hugs you, who holds you, even before you're born. I know my mother shared with me how she would talk to me, rub her belly to connect with me. All those things are important. Think about a bad day at school, your first heartbreak, not getting the dream job that you knew was yours, losing a child, facing a divorce, burying a loved one prematurely, are all painful experiences of loss and defeat. Who was it that stood in the gap to keep you from falling further? Our mothers. And if not your birth mother, there was another mother in your life that was there to comfort you, be the shoulder you needed to lean on, bandage up your wounds when you fell outside playing, the arms that held you when you boo-hooed like never before. Mom was there to help you get through. None of us enters this life without a mother. And as a firm believer in the value of knowing yourself through your strengths, it's in the experiences of your mother that you begin to know who you are and formulate who you want to be. Some of us want to be just like our mothers, and some want to be nothing like our mothers. Whichever side of the coin you choose, at some point in life, when you look over your life, what you see is influenced in some way by the first leader in your life, your mother. Keep this in mind. There is not a manual or instruction book on how to be the best mother in the world. Never has been, never will be. Why? Because none of us are perfect. Mothers do the best they can with what they've got. You may not understand or appreciate it when you're growing up. However, if you're here on this show, you know what I'm talking about. They make mistakes. They have shortcomings. They're human. Hello. I believe that God gives an abundance of grace, mercy, and forgiveness to mothers because their job is like none other. Our future rests in the hands and hearts of mothers. Mothers are the shoulders we stand on, and they're much more than our nurturing caretakers. Mothers are the powerful leaders who teach us essential life lessons that help to shape us into confident, compassionate, and responsible human beings. And so what I want to share with you today are 7 of the valuable leadership qualities our mothers embed within us, beginning in childhood. They're planting seeds in us, nurturing those seeds that grow and develop throughout our lives. So here's the first one, leading by example. Mothers demonstrate behaviors and attributes that make us better people, like kindness, honesty, fairness, and hard work. Yes. It makes me think about having assigned chores, such as housework growing up. Now, sometimes, most of the time, well, it's something I always disliked. However, what a difference it made as an adult, whether I'm the one that does the housework or it's someone else who does it. What it helps you to do is know when it meets high standards of expectations or excellence. As a leader, think about when you have a subordinate or colleague that you need to correct, have them repeat a project or task, or reassign a deliverable to someone else because you realize, okay, I thought they could do it, but they couldn't. Makes you think back to those things you took for granted as a child. Number 2, resilience. Now, yes, I talk about resilience. The show is about strength and resilience. Life is full of upsets, disruptions, and detours. It is. And learning to navigate life's challenges with patience and determination helps you persevere in the face of adversity. Yes, that's called resilience. How to pick yourself up when you get knocked down, how to keep moving forward, how to, like separating chaff from the wheat, how to keep the valuable lessons that you learn and take them with you along your journey, and how to discard that's not needed. Mothers teach us to understand that setbacks and temporary difficulties can be overcome with a positive mindset and intention. Number 3, compassion and empathy. Now, I often think about this word empathy. And when I was thinking about today's show, I'm like, empathy, compassion, I get, I care about other people, but empathy. When was it as a child that I can remember on some measure putting myself in someone else's shoes? Mothers teach you to understand and care for others. They teach you how to put yourself in other people's shoes in order to build meaningful relationships and create a positive impact on the world around us. Something as simple as this. Don't waste that food. Eat that food on your plate. Don't you know there are children in Africa who are starving? Anybody ever hear that before? Yeah. The point about empathy and compassion as an adult is so much deeper. But when I think about what it meant for me to eat that food on the plate that I didn't like, or I didn't want any more of it, my eyes were bigger than my stomach, I put too much on the plate. But I ate it because I thought about people my age taking direction from my mother at the dinner table. Well, let me eat my food because there's no way I can get the food to them in Africa. However, what it meant as an adult in terms of volunteering, helping the least of these, going to volunteer at soup kitchens. And I remember every Thanksgiving or Christmas, I would volunteer at a soup kitchen. And I remember one of the people who helped to give perspective of the real depth of that act, helped us to see, as we were being coached on how to be effective in that role, shared that it's more than just standing on one side of the table, putting food on the plates and people going to sit down. That's not building community. That's not bringing in the connection of what it means to be empathetic. But after you've served everyone, fix a plate and sit down and fellowship with them. Get to know who they are. Stop seeing them as the homeless or those that are in the shelter, because there but the grace of God go I at any given moment. That could be me or you. Compassion and empathy. Number 4, effective communication skills. Whoo, Lordy, Lordy. Mothers teach us to express ourselves articulately. Speak up. I can't understand what you're saying. They teach us to listen attentively, not just to hear, but to listen. And I love that. Doing this work makes me think about the work I do today and making the distinction between hearing and listening. Listening is a way to help others to feel seen and heard attentively, and communicate with respect. These three things help you build stronger relationships and collaborate effectively with others. Number 5, and I'm going to tell you, I'm only going through 7 today. I got a really long list because I got into this and began to make the connection of being a leader today. How much of that is shaped by my mother's love? 5, responsibility. Woo-wee. Mothers teach you how to be accountable for your actions and choices. As children, they teach us that our decisions can have consequences, and taking responsibility for our behavior forms the foundation for becoming a more responsible leader to and for others. I can remember, talk about consequences, and my mom had a belt that hung on its very own hook in the closet. That was the consequences. I can remember my sister and I in the backyard one day, and my younger sister, and for no good reason, we were swinging on our swing set, and I just pushed her out of her swing. And as I continued to swing and she went running into the house, I was just waiting to be summoned to atone for my actions, responsibility, accountability. And boy, did I get a whipping that day. Responsibility. And it began in childhood. Walking to school every day, being responsible for my sister. Responsibility. 6, problem solving. Mothers encourage us to become problem solvers. They have a way of presenting us with challenges and encouraging us to think critically, to analyze situations, to think outside the box, and make informed decisions. Oh my goodness, did you ever think that what you learned as a child would impact your leadership in such a powerful way? I know I didn't. And doing the research for today's show was like, oh man, yeah, I gotta use some more of this stuff. Number 7, adaptability. Now, if that's not a relative reality for today, I don't know what is. Life is so unpredictable, and your ability to adapt is crucial for your success. Learning to embrace change, learn from it, and see the opportunities beyond the obstacles that others see is key. These are skills that help you to be an agile leader. I know it's a term that you hear a lot today, but it's very true because of how you learn to adapt as a child. Did you move around a lot? Did you go to a lot of different schools? I'm going to tell you. Up until the 5th grade, the first day of school for me was in a new school every year. Oh my gosh. I literally would have an upset stomach, followed by throwing up or diarrhea. First day of school, like clockwork. However, what it meant for me today is the ability to navigate uncertainty with some measure of confidence that I'm going to get through it. And so adaptability is an essential requirement to possess in the volatility we live with today. And oh my goodness, can I just tell you from moment to moment, from the weather to bank closures to well, it's almost a world war. It's kind of growing to that, what's happening overseas. But mothers play an instrumental role in shaping us as children into the leaders we are today. Through their loving guidance, they impart essential leadership lessons through love, simply because they love us. They go beyond the traditional nurturing role. What we learn from our mothers extends far beyond the confines of childhood. They're the firm foundations that prepared us to navigate the complexities of the professional world, community engagement and participation, volunteering in a homeless shelter, engaging with people who are different, adaptability, being able to demonstrate empathy. All of these things impact our personal relationships and our professional relationships. Oh my goodness, the values of love instilled by our mothers laid the groundwork for your leadership that's rooted in integrity, empathy, and genuine concern for others. It's a selfless love. As I always say, it's not about you, it's really about the other. The guidance and commitment of our mothers empower us to embrace our own leadership journeys through their priceless love lessons. Your leadership is defined by the love of the mothers that have labored, loved, and led by examples throughout your life. Today, join me in celebrating the legacy of love's leadership lessons learned from our mothers. They're priceless. They really are. And I'm not a mother by birth, but I'm a mother to many. A mother, a mentor, a godmother, a bubby, whatever. We all have ways to fulfill those roles. Motherhood extends beyond delivery through the birth canal. It's about how you love on children, young people, young adults. Even in the cycle of life, how you return to a place of being the mother to your mother as life goes on. It's that endless circle of life that we live, and it begins with the love of our mothers. So here's my shameless shout out of love for the team behind the steam of Dr. Helen Speaks. They show up, that's right, the team. They show up to serve you. Though you may see my face, understand this. I would not be able to be here before you today without the team that works beside me, that makes this show possible each and every week. What keeps you moving from here to what's next? Dr. Helen Speaks. And our purpose is to bring you insightful, intriguing information to help you level up your leadership. That's right. We work hard to deliver lifelong learning along with personal and professional growth to you. Make Dr. Helen Speaks a part of your leadership development. Make it a part of your life. You won't regret it. You can join us live every Tuesday at 1:00 p.m. on the Win-Win Women TV network, 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern time. Our recordings are available here on this network and, on Roku TV, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and now you can find them on the YouTube channel of Dr. Helen Holton. So go out there on YouTube and just do a search for Dr. Helen Holton. I did a test run of it and they're up there. We're still putting the finishing touches to them, but they are up there. Makes it a whole lot easier for you to share it with others. We're working on now how to get it to go live when we're here or somewhere. I don't know. That's not what I do. I'll get help on that part. But we look forward to seeing you each and every week here on Dr. Helen Speaks, Strengths, Resilience, and Leadership. We're here because of you and for you. So join us. We look forward to it. At least I know I do, each and every week. Thank you for showing up and getting your dose of Dr. Helen Speaks.